Hello, everybody, and welcome to race number 5 of the Season 3 Chase for the Championship, and also the 31st race of Season 3 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the United Kingdom 400 at Rockingham UK. Now, this is the first time we've been to this track since the second race of the season. So it's been a long time coming, and we're back to see some great mile-and-a-half racing. And remember, the only problem these cars seem to really, or these drivers seem to really have, is trying to get on pit road, which is strange, but that seems to be the case around here, and I hate when it happens, because it can take guys who are high enough up in points or in contention for the race and cost them everything, which is crazy, but nonetheless, that is the main knot of this track, but other than that, we see some great racing here. Now, the chase standings heading into the race today. This is after this race, 8th through 13th in points will be eliminated from championship contention. So as we look at the current standings, Ryan Anderson Jr. leads by 7 points over both P.J. Williams and Cassandra Renzi. 10 points over Michael Norman, 12 points over Austin Weiner, 15 points over Chris Washer, 18 points over Jessica Sheldon, and 20 points over Seth Cole. And Seth Cole's in that danger zone 8th place. But he has a mathematical opportunity to make it in. Actually, everybody except for a couple, which I'll mention. Cody Lamas comes into the race 40 points behind the points lead. Justin Talampas 42 behind the points lead. Brandon Nichols comes into the race. Let's see, 55 points out of the points lead. David Rivera comes into the race 66 points behind the points lead, and Dylan Thoreau comes in 70 points behind. Now, I think the drivers who are mathematically out of contention are David Rivera and Dylan Thoreau as far as getting into that top 7. Now, Brandon Nichols has a long shot to make it in. He would have to potentially win this race and hope for Jessica Sheldon to finish between 39th and dead last in order to get in. So the only two outside of the top, or actually the only 3 outside the top 7 that are mathematically still able to get into the top 7 are Seth Cole, Cody Lamas, and Justin Talampas. But Brandon Nichols is a long shot, but Rivera and Thoreau are out. So that is how the elimination process will be. So everybody from 8th through 13th will be out after this race. But ladies and gentlemen, here's a look at your starting lineup for today's race.
Imagine the dreams of a 13-year-old looking up at the sky, wondering how the world can be so cold. This kid wasn't sold it would be like this. At nighttime, wishes to be safe from this abyss. Cause this shit is something that can be dismissed. A boy born as a girl who is going through the stress. He's got a shotgun number, can't play for the team. His school won't let him even though it's his dream. Now he's sitting in bed with a loaded gun, thinking about blowing his brains out to kingdom come. Cause he's been bullied and teased all his life. Almost killed himself 2 years ago by slitting his wrist with a knife. I wonder if he sees the things I see for him. 10 years down the line, speaking at the forum. A college graduate up at the top of his class. The first trans NFL player up in the draft.
There's a look at your lineup. Dylan Young, Cody Lamas on the front row with Jecko Knight, Austin Weiner, Charles Sanford in the top 5. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. And I forgot to mention, Brandon Nichols is up there in 6th. So all 3 of the Penske cars started in the top 10 in this race. So great qualifying job by Penske Racing, or Team Penske, I should say. Dylan Young has now lost the lead, and now Jekko Knight will go into that position. Dylan Young falls to second. Meanwhile, back here, we did have a battle for third starting to brew between Austin Weiner and Cody Lamas. I did not mean to go that camera angle, but it looks like it's going to be Jekko Knight who's going to lead us on lap number 1 here at Rockingham, UK. Jekko Knight's still trying to get that win. That's been a while since he's been to victory lane. It's been since season 1. Like near the end of season 1 was the last time Jekko Knight went to victory lane when he was known as Fred Schaefer. But he is up at the front at the moment, and we are still clean and green here at Rockingham, UK, which is great. As we look around the back, and oh, we got a crash! I saw Zachary Fitzwater get turned, and Sonny Hammond and Ken Thoreau have wrecked. Sonny saves it, so does Thoreau. No caution out. I guess because they spun it out in the grass and didn't collect anybody, they kept it together and kept it going, and no caution is out. But Fitzwater, he's still up here in the main pack racing somehow. Oh, Henrietta Fitzwater is looking to get in trouble here, it looks like. As it's 3 wide, a couple rows back in the back of the pack. As we're skimming through the field to see what's going on. As we are somehow still clean and green after that wreck with the 78 and the 07. And they are still running on the track too. But since we are still green, let's actually take a look at how the field currently runs at the moment now that things have sort of settled out. Jekko Knight is your leader. Second is Dylan Young. Third, and the highest running of the chasers, is Cody Lamas. Fourth, Austin Weiner. Fifth, PJ Williams. Sixth, Charles Sanford. Seventh, and actually the caution is out. Wonder what for. Oh, Cody Hagan's wrecked, and Zachary Fitzwater was in the back. Justin Talampas, this is going to pretty much put him out of the chase. Justin Talampas has crashed, and it looks like he will not make it into the top 4. And Cassandra Renzi is wrecked. Another chaser was involved. And Jessie Setti actually has some damage on her car. That's an unfortunate break for that 78. And pit stops are looking to get done. It actually is from drivers who looks like it's all drivers who were wrecked. And old Jessie Setti hit the pit wall. And she is smoking too, and she was gonna be okay. But man, oh man, I hate when that happens so much. It's not hard getting on pit road. You just have to turn it to the left, and I don't see why these drivers have this problem. But nonetheless, Jekko Knight is up at the front. Let's take a look. Before we look at the caution replay, we're going to first take a look at a replay of what happened between Sonny Hammond, Ken Thoreau, and Zachary Fitzwater earlier. Well, here's a look at how this is all going to start. It looks like Michael Norman just had a big run coming, and Ken Thoreau was off a little bit, and they just collided, and then Sonny Hammond and Zachary Fitzwater were along for the ride, and Sonny Hammond actually went up in the air for a second. And actually, Ken Thoreau took a pretty hard hit into that inside wall, and he was somehow able to keep going. But Sonny Hammond got rear end damage, but he's still able to keep it going. And Fitzwater managed to save it and keep his car going, at least for the time being, because he was involved in whatever this caution came out for. But we're actually going to take a look at that replay right now. So now we're going to take you to what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Rockingham UK. Well, it looks like it's going to be a similar situation with Cassandra Renzi, as fellow female Jessie Setti had a big run, and it just forced her up the hill. And then look at Renzi, hard hit and up in the air into that inside wall. And then look as Renzi comes back up, and she's going to collect Talampas. And then Norman gets a piece of it, so too does Zachary Fitzwater. And how did Cody Hagan end up getting involved in this? Oh, it looked like an after effect from Talampas, it looked like. Let's see what happens with Cody Hagan. Yeah, right there, as Talampas got hit by Renzi, it just forced him up into Hagan. And that's what happened to him. Meanwhile, they kept it together back there, but Renzi just absolutely hit hard into that inside wall. Let's actually take a look at that wreck one more time. As yes, Setti just had a big run and just had nowhere to go. And then hard into that inside wall. We actually need to take a look at how fast Renzi was going at that time. Let's see. 168. That is a hard driver's side hit into a concrete wall, nonetheless. That isn't safer barrier. And then right there comes up in the Talampas, and then another hit from Fitzwater, who spins up, hits the outside wall, and then Jessie Setti, we saw with our eyes, she hit the pit wall trying to get her car in there, and now she is going to be out of the race. But anyways, that does it for the look at the caution. Let's take you back to the restart here at Rockingham UK. Well, after that first caution, we have several cars out of the race. Wait a minute, is Jessie Setti still running? She somehow is, after hitting the pit wall, and I saw her car smoking, and yet she's still on track. Unbelievable. But Jekko Knight is your leader. Second is Dylan Young. Third is Cody Lamas. Fourth is Austin Weiner. Fifth is PJ Williams. Sixth is Charles Sanford. Seventh, Alex Hawkins. Eighth, Jordan Culp. Ninth, Seth Cole. 10th, Rue McIntyre. And then to look around for any chasers running at the moment, Jessica Sheldon in 14th. Ryan Anderson Jr., the points leader, in 16th. Brandon Nichols, 17th. David Rivera, who even though he's eliminated already due to mathematical problems, is in 25th. Dylan Thoreau, who's another eliminated one, in 28th. Chris Washer, 29th. Michael Norman, 35th. Cassandra Renzi, 40th. And Justin Talampas, 41st. So that is where all the chasers currently run at the moment. But it is Jekko Knight up at the front at the moment. But here we go. Green flag is back out here at Rockingham, UK. Jekko actually got a great restart right there. And now Cody Lamas is going to go underneath Dylan Young. And now Austin Weiner's going to follow suit. And whoa, almost contact with teammates. Austin Weiner and Dylan Young about wrecked each other. Now PJ Williams goes in for the 4th spot. This is the moments of the races where they get really, really racy, is when the restarts after they happen. They're trying to find their lines to run on the track and find a way to get around drivers in order to keep themselves going. But right now it is Jekko Knight up at the front of this thing. Cody Lamas still the highest running of the chasers, running in 2nd at the moment. Austin Weiner, he is still trying to get back up into the top of the points. But he's got PJ Williams right there behind him, who's also trying to get up to the points lead. And depending on where they finish, we could see a new points leader, depending on where Ryan Anderson Jr. is currently running. And actually, let's see where the 51 is right now. Last scored in 16th, and whoa, and he almost crashed. That was a close call for the 51. And we are somehow still clean and green, and Jessie Setti, yeah, she is not up to speed. I kind of had a feeling she wasn't after that hit into the pit wall. As we skim through the field to see if anything has happened with any cars wrecking, but so far nothing. Everything's still clean and green. Now you gotta wonder, when will these leaders end up coming down pit road to make their pit stops? That is the big question. But since we are still clean and green, let's actually take a look and see how the field currently runs at the moment. It is Jekko Knight the leader, second Cody Lamas, third Austin Weiner, fourth PJ Williams, fifth Dylan Young, sixth Jordan Culp, seventh Charles Sanford, eighth is Seth Cole, or Jordan Culp, yeah, in sixth, then Seth Cole eighth, Nick Pericles ninth, Jessica Sheldon 10th, Rue McIntyre 11th, 12th Gabe Williams, 13th Charles Jackson, 14th Alex Hawkins, 15th Matt McIntyre, 16th Ryan Anderson Jr., 17th Eric Enrage, our winner last week at Kansas. 18th is Ian Dutta, 19th Michael Walton, 20th Kyle Matthews, 21st is Brandon Nichols, 22nd is Anthony McCrory, 23rd is Larry Hagan, 24th Dylan Thoreau, 25th Chris Washer, 26th David Rivera, 27th Eric Burton, 28th is Trent Dunham, 29th is Chase Oliver, 30th Henrietta Fitzwater, 31st Jesse King, 32nd Kendall Maynor, 33rd Biggie Spencer, 34th Alex Pedro, 35th Michael Norman, 36th Cody Hagan, 37th Sonny Hammond, 38th Ken Thoreau, and 39th Jesse Setti. And all of a sudden we got new second and third place drivers. Austin Weiner's now to second with PJ Williams in third. Cody Lamas looked like he got bypassed. And now we got back here a battle for the sixth position as Charles Sanford looking underneath of Jordan Culp for that spot, and he's going to get it. Charles Sanford's been having some momentum at his side after winning at Spartan and finishing fourth last week at Kansas. He's up here now in the sixth spot. After starting off his pretty much part-time season after the race at Spartan the first time around, after that he took over for Ian Siegel after he quit, and Charles Sanford took over. Started off that portion of the season not so good. Then when we get into chase time, he's been stepping it up. He's been showing that he's going to be a guy that you want to keep an eye on for next season when he comes back to Walmart Cup competition. And right now he is sixth, and he's trying to run down Dylan Young for that fourth spot, or fifth spot now. Meanwhile, up at the front, Jekko Knight continues to lead, but Austin Weiner, he's starting to catch the 42, because I saw, compared to the lap before, Austin Weiner's been catching that 42, and look how the distance is between them two. In the recent lap times, yeah, Austin Weiner ran a 0.05 of a second faster than Jekko Knight. This time he ran almost a whole 10 faster, and look at him, he is approaching. Austin ran in under 32 seconds, and Jekko ran over 32. And they have caught Jesse Setti. They have caught Jesse Setti. This is going to be big for Austin Weiner to potentially catch more ground on the 42, depending on what's going to happen. Oh, can he get low enough? Yes, he does. He gets around him. But I say Austin's going to lose a little bit of time due to that, or does he? Yeah, he lost about 0.05 of a second off of his lap after that initial crash. And whoa, we have got to stay with this 88. This could be trouble. And now that's opened up that battle for the fourth spot big, but now Cody Lamas is going to keep that spot. But Sanford actually goes to 5th at the moment. Did I see the caution come out? Is the caution out? No, we are still clean green. I thought I saw the yellow lights come on. But we've got to stay with the 88 because she is just... She's making like the packs come back together almost. As I'm looking at the miles per hour, she's only going up to a 160 heading into the corners. So yeah, she's obviously losing a lot of time on the track due to not being up to speed after that first caution. And then hitting the pit wall, which I swear I thought she was out, but I guess she wasn't. As we head back up to the front, and Jacko Knight continues to lead, but Austin Weiner, he's starting to make another charge, but PJ Williams is coming too. PJ Williams is trying to make strides, but let's see the lap times, or the lap time difference this time. Jacko Knight still the same. They actually ran almost identical laps, only 0.02 of a second difference. Weiner was 0.02 of a second faster than Jacko on that lap. But we'll see. We gotta wonder when will these cars end up having to come down pit road, because we've got to know that these cars are going to be short on fuel for the rest of the finish, depending on what their strategy is or how long they can last on this first tank. But so far, these cars have gone about halfway through on a whole tank of gas. I'd say if they pitted between lap 28 and lap 30, they can pretty much, they're going to be pretty much good on fuel depending on when they will pit. But right now, Jacko still holds on to the lead. He actually ran a faster lap than Austin Weiner that time. Let's see the difference this time as far as the margin. Actually, Austin gained about 500ths again. And indeed, Austin Weiner is still trying to get that win so that way he can be the sole holder of the all-time wins record in Walmart Cup Series competition. And he is gaining fast on the 42. And the 42 of Jacko Knight, he has led every lap, and now that he'll lead this lap, he will clinch the bonus points for leading the most laps in the race. And Austin Weiner, wow, he gained almost a whole 10th that time. Man, he nearly did. So he is showing that he's actually the fastest car on the racetrack right now. He actually lost a little time. And it's because they're getting ready to make pit stops. We need to go to the Nun cam to make sure nobody hits the pit wall. Jacko does a good job. Charles Sanford, Cody Lama's come in as well. Nick Pericles is in. Anthony McCurry, they're doing a very good job of turning it more to the left. No scrapes or nothing, at least not just yet, maybe. But Austin Weiner will have the lead for the time being. But we've got to stay on this camera for these pit stops. And now Austin Weiner's coming in, and he did a good job. So far, everybody's doing a very good job of getting on the pit road. Whoa, Charles Jackson about got it. But he did a good job of missing it. As some cars are still staying out on the track. PJ Williams, I think he stayed out that time. I gotta wonder when will he come down into the pits. And there he comes. PJ Williams is now into the pit road. And I think that might be all. I don't know. Stay on here. I don't think I've seen the 99 or the 43 come down, though. I don't think. Then again, I could just be thinking of stuff. And PJ Williams still has the lead for the time being. But I'd say once everything cycles around, it could go to either Austin Weiner, PJ Williams, or Jacko Knight. I think Austin Weiner might have it. Let's actually go to the 22. And I think the lead might have cycled around to him because Jekko Knight is now second. But where is PJ running? There he is. I actually think PJ Williams will get the lead because Austin Weiner's not yet up to him yet. I think that strategy might have worked out in PJ Williams' favor, but now here comes Austin Weiner. He's getting a full head of steam as they go by the lap car of Sonny Hammond. And Austin Weiner, he is there. He is there and he is coming. Wait a minute, is Cody Hagan the leader? They were saying Hagan was scored as the leader that time. But is he the leader? Yeah, he somehow scored as the leader. Cody Hagan is somehow the leader, but I don't think he's made a pit stop yet. I think he's the only one who has not come in the pit road yet. And now he's diving for pit road. So now the lead is going to cycle to PJ Williams. And now Jekko Knight is back up here into the hunt. So we should make this now a 3-car battle for the lead. PJ Williams, Jekko Knight, and Austin Weiner, with Jordan Kolb sort of lurking into the shadows of this battle as well. And now here comes Jekko. He is coming back on the bottom lane to get around PJ Williams. And now Jordan Kolb is here. And he's going to go underneath Austin Weiner to potentially get the 3rd spot now. So this is now turned into a 4-car battle for the lead and for potentially the win. But Kolb didn't get the run he was hoping for. Austin Weiner kept it running up high. And he's going to keep that 3rd spot, at least for now. But Jordan Kolb, he's got a pretty good pretty good motor under that car. So we'll have to keep an eye on him and see how he does. But Jekko Knight goes back to the lead. So as of this moment, we're going to take a look at how the field currently runs now that the pit stops have cycled around. It is Jekko Knight up at the front, PJ Williams 2nd, Jordan Kolb 3rd, Austin Weiner 4th, Seth Cole 5th, 6th is Charles Sanford, 7th Gabe Williams, 8th Nick Pericles, 9th is Ryan Anderson Jr., he's now all of a sudden in the top 10, and Eric Enrage in 10th. Then it's Dylan Young 11th, 12th is Alex Hawkins, 13th Cody Lamas, 14th Kyle Matthews, 15th Ian Dutta, 16th is Jessica Sheldon, 17th Anthony McCrory, 18th, I believe, yes, is Dylan Thoreau, 19th Chase Oliver, 20th is Charles Jackson, 21st is David Rivera, 22nd Larry Hagan, 23rd is Matt McIntyre, 24th Michael Walden, 25th Rue McIntyre, 26th Henrietta Fitzwater, 27th Chris Washer, 28th is Brandon Nichols, 29th is Jesse King, 30th is Alex Pedro, 31st is Eric Burton, 32nd Trent Dunham, 33rd is Michael Norman, 34th Kendall Maynor, 35th Biggie Spencer, 36th is Cody Hagan, 37th at the moment is Ken Thoreau, and then 38th is Sonny Ham. Actually make that 37th. Actually, Biggie Spencer's a lap down. And then Jesse Setti, who's still on track, is currently 2 laps down. But as we look, Jordan Kolb has actually gotten around PJ Williams, and now Austin Weiner's under attack from Seth Cole and Charles Sanford for that 4th spot. And Jordan Kolb, he is gaining fast on the 42 of Jekko Knight. Here he comes down low. Oh, if he would have been closer to him, that could have been a crash. That could have ended in disaster. And whoa! Kolb had to step out of throttle to not wreck Jekko, but Jekko still holds the lead. And now PJ Williams is losing ground to the point where he's now under fire from Austin Weiner, Seth Cole, Charles Sanford, and Nick Pericles, and whoever else happens to be up here with these guys. Meanwhile, Kolb is now catching back up to the 42. And Jordan Culp has had a struggling season this season, and where he's coming into the race, I believe, 41st in the points. 40th or 41st, but he comes in around the 40s in the point standings. And he hasn't been to victory lane at all in his Walmart Cup Series career. Right now he's up to second. Still trying to get around Jekko, and he's down to the bottom. It's just a matter of how he can perfect this move, and he had to step out of throttle again. It's like he doesn't want to wreck Jekko. It's like his car seems to be loose. It's like Jordan's car is a little bit too loose to the point where he can't make a move. And it's to the point where he has to step out of throttle and stay behind the 42 sometimes, but he's got a fast car, it's just loose. And here he comes down low again. Whoa, almost contact. PJ Williams and Austin Weiner. All these guys are starting to catch up to the leaders right now, and Culp had to step way out that time. It's getting to the point where these drivers back here are catching the leaders. So PJ Williams, Austin Weiner, Seth Cole, Charles Sanford, Nick Pericles, and Gabe Williams are all up here. And now Austin Weiner's going to go underneath of PJ Williams for the third spot this time. And he's going to get that spot. Man, everybody's just catching these two up here because the 42 and the 38 have been racing hard to the point where they're worried about wrecking each other. And it's to the point where these guys back here are catching up to him. And Austin Weiner, he's getting back into that pace of catching the leaders right now. Last time he was over 6/10 of a second behind. Let's see how he is this time. Well, 7/10, he lost a little ground. That's because this battle hasn't been so heated. And oh, they are going to catch Jesse Setti again. That could open up room. And then PJ Williams and gets underneath of Austin Weiner, and that's again for third. And now that opens up room for Seth Cole to now go underneath for fourth, underneath of Weiner. Actually, no, that's Ken Thoreau they're approaching. But still, he is a slower machine. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. And Culp is still working on that back bumper of Jekko Knight. And Austin Weiner, wow, he lost a lot of spots. He's now, I believe, back to the 6th spot now after all that mess. But there they come. They are catching that 78 of Ken Thoreau. That could be helpful for those drivers who are a second and a half back, depending on how they get around them and how much they got held up. And the two drivers up at the front didn't really get held up at all, it looked like. And Austin Weiner actually got past, and he's now down to 8th. So he's somehow running slower at the moment. Don't know how, but he is slower somehow. That's not good for the 22. But meanwhile, it is still Jekko Knight up at the front. And it's now going to be 6 to go here at Rockingham UK. And Jordan Culp still coming back. This battle's going to heat up again, and that could bring those drivers who are back here on up into the pack again. But now they've got to deal with the 78 at the moment. And Culp, it looked like he tried, and he couldn't make it work. That is going to be a lot of help for PJ Williams, Seth Cole, and among those in the back to catch up to this battle, depending on how Culp's going to time his moves. Culp doesn't try anything right there. Let's see if he's going to step down low here. And it don't look like he's going to. Meanwhile, Ryan Anderson Jr. is actually starting to catch Austin Weiner a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough time. And now Culp, he's coming back, and he's down low. This time we'll see if he'll make the move here, and he's coming low. Jordan Culp is now going to go to the lead, and he clears Jekko Knight. Now Jordan Culp is now up at the front. He's finally gotten around the 42 of Jekko Knight. But let's see if he can pull away, and he is starting to pull a little bit from the 42. Meanwhile, PJ Williams still holds on to that third spot as it's now 3 to go here at Rockingham UK. So not that much time left, and now they are about to catch more lap traffic depending on how fast they are. I think Biggie Spencer's still up to speed. Or maybe not. He's actually not up to speed. But I don't think that's going to be a very big deal. But now they're coming to the stripe to take 2 laps to go here in the United Kingdom 400 at Rockingham, UK. Jordan Culp is definitely pulling away from Jekko Knight. That is for certain. Meanwhile, they're still working on trying to get around Ken Thoreau back there. And it looks like they will catch Jesse Setti for certain, because Setti's the slowest car on the track. That could be help for Jekko Knight to potentially get back up there, depending, and doesn't look like it, as it is the white flag. But let's see if Cody Hagan's going to hold him up, as Cody Hagan's another one of those slower machines. Oh, he's still stuck behind him, but Jekko, he got held up too, so it looks like there's going to be no room for error. Here coming out of turn 4 for the first time, Jordan Culp goes to victory lane, and he's going to win the United Kingdom 400 at Rockingham, UK, and the streak of non-chasers winning races continues. 5th straight time a non-chaser wins during the chase. Unbelievable. But man, what a job by Jordan Culp. Tried hard to get around Jekko Knight many times, and he finally made the move, and it worked for him. And he's going to come away with his first ever Walmart Cup Series win, to my knowledge. But what a job by that 38 team. But anyways, let's take a look and see how the results turned out. Jordan Culp gets his first ever Walmart Cup Series victory, and he gets it here at Rockingham, UK. Great job by that 38 team. Jekko... hold on. Sorry, I had hiccups again, but Jekko Knight, the dominant car of the race, got outbeat at the end by Jordan Culp, but he's going to still come away with a solid second place finish. PJ Williams, the highest finishing chaser, he may be the new points leader. I think he might. Let's actually check the points difference. Ryan Anderson Jr. came in 7 points ahead of Williams. Williams finished 6 spots ahead, but he did lead a lap. I actually think we're going to have a tie for the points lead. PJ Williams and Ryan Anderson Jr. Wow, what a twist right there. A tie for the points lead heading into the next race. But anyways, Seth Cole, I believe he is going to be in that top 7 in the points, so he might still be in contention. And he comes away with a solid 4th. And Charles Sanford, another great finish for him. He gets another top 5 finish. 3rd week in a row, top 5 for Charles Sanford. After winning Spartan, finishing 4th last week at Kansas. This week, 5th here at Rockingham, UK. Nick Pericles, solid 6th place finish. Gabe Williams gets a good run of 7th. Austin Weiner, the 3rd highest running chaser. He's going to come away with 8th. Ryan Anderson Jr. 9th, another chaser with a solid run. And Dylan Young rounding out the top 10. The rest of the top 20 was Alex Hawkins, Eric Enrage, Kyle Matthews, Chase Oliver, Jessica Shelton, Cody Lamas, Anthony McCreary, Ian Dutta, Charles Jackson, Larry Hagan, then David Rivera, Dylan Thoreau, Michael Walden, Henrietta Fitzwater, Chris Washer, Rue McIntyre, Matt McIntyre, Brandon Nichols, who is most likely now out of contention, Jesse King, Trent Dunham, Alex Pedro, Eric Burton, Kendall Maynor, and then Michael Norman. And then these next 5 cars finished the race, but 1, 2, or 3 laps down. Cody Hagan, Ken Thoreau, Sonny Hammond, Biggie Spencer, and Jesse Setti. And the last 3 cars were out of the race: Cassandra Renzi, Justin Talampas, and Zachary Fitzwater. But that does it today for our coverage here at Rockingham UK. The next race we run in the chase, as I'm going to look up the schedule. Next race, we continue 1.5 mile race, and we're going to be heading to Texas, where we're going to run the Dickies 500 at Texas Motor Speedway. That is going to be exciting. But anyways, thank you guys for watching Rockingham UK. See you at Texas, as here are your results: rookie points, chase points, and regular points.
Drive in the right state of mind, nobody's ever gonna even get close to your shine. So if you find you wanna be a doctor, a priest, an astronaut, a fireman, or join the police, be on the silver screen, become a movie star, or be a pro racer and drive fast cars. It don't matter the age, it don't matter the color, it don't matter the gender or who you love. If you got it in your heart, then go ahead and do it. If you have a gift, then please go ahead and use it. Cause I was feeling stupid while trying to do music, thinking that I had no voice and that I was useless. But as I write this down, I can see what I mean. Nobody ever will stop me from achieving my dreams.